Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Oh my fucking god, wait a second. Guys! Oh my god, wait a second. Give me a second. What? Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. I'm doing well because I'm having a fantastic day. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So today it's really cloudy, but look at this. This is so nuts. Look at this. Guys, see this? This is the moon. Wow. This is incredible. Holy. Oh, dude. Wow, we just saw the moon, guys. I'm gonna show you this one. I'm gonna try to show you. Okay? It's much higher. Look at this. The thing is, it's super fun. We do see the moon is kind of crazy. Okay, so I got a good news. I want to apologize again for the tower we didn't do the tournament and for the fact that the phone was constantly closing. We have an hour left before my shows. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun actually. I'm gonna be filming this. I'm gonna be playing some Fortnite. I'm excited for Fortnite. I'm really excited for Fortnite. So, without further ado, let's freaking go. I'm gonna eat some gum because it's hard to resist. But no, because then I'm gonna have a shitty thing. So we're still doing Dr. Stone. We were able to do a whopping 7 minutes. Now it's really cold outside, so I'm gonna be able to do a lot more. How are you guys doing on the 7th? I'm sorry for the moon, but it's just that I didn't expect to see it tonight. It's been a while since we saw it. So the fact that we do see it today is kind of crazy. Which is again, and Dr. Stone, the axis of the Earth change. Which is, I think, it is cool. Okay, so we're back. So now, like I said, was talking about, we got two guys talking about how he would like to be a friend with the guys. We'd have them running away. They're carrying Senju. Now the coolest thing is, Yuzu Ira also carries thing. So it's more than just that. There's a thunder, right? And it's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. He's like, yeah, why are they running away? I killed Senju. There's no point in running away. So now they bring it. We have more cases of their past. We have so the whole time Dr. Stone Senku was doing like this, and I thought it was like a nervous system thing, but it is because he has some stone. Now it's a cool thing because Yuzu Ara did have some stone. We're able to revive it, if you will, and now they do the same with him. So it's really really fucking cool, because you think he's gonna be dying, but he has something that protects him. Now, do I think it's armor plot? Yes. Do I think that out of the whole body, the only place that he could have died for one shot, was saved? No, I don't think. I think it's armor plot. Is it a good armor plot? Kinda. It's different, which is the very least. My hairs are troublesome today. Okay, so now we have we have Senku kind of being in a coma, but now we're seeing how he did, right? How he counted, which is not my favorite thing. He wakes up, right? Again, I think it's because he's thinking. The first thing he does is he's kind of making sure of what's next to him. So, for example, right? He had something next to him could have revived him. Also, the order in which they left, he's followed by Monkey, who calls him a shiny monkey, and it's so fucking funny because the monkey are making fun of him as for being crazy. So he starts and he realized that this is my favorite part. You realize that he's not good, bro. He isn't doing great. Everything that he needs to do requires some kind of strength. So, for example, he's trying to break stone. He's trying to do a lot, and doesn't succeed. At the end, he makes a couple of instruments, which is the rope, which is a knife, which is super cool. And we see him as a kid, often practicing, and how much he needed taiju. We see the different rock he's using. a rock that is better, a rock that is stronger. You see him trying to hunt, to just realize that he's not strong enough. So he does some tracks. He makes some clothes. He makes the habitat. Um, so it's kind of cool because you got a monkey looking at him like he's crazy, but at the same time, he does the first steps. And it's really cool because episodes stop with him constructing the base, which is possibly before Taiju saw him. So now we have episode number 6. We know that Senju is there, and while he's thinking about what is the green circle, which is phenomenal. The moon is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. And again, I just because it's so cloudy. Okay, good. So he was talking about how he counted. It still had parallel thinking, which is kind of cool because he's a genius, but also kind of cool because we knew he was counting. We just didn't know what he was thinking about. Besides, it could be like a very strong narrative point of just saying like, oh well, I spent 30,000 years thinking. I thought about this, this, and this, and this. You know, he was talking about how what could have made it happen. It's kind of cool because we do see he has multiple example. However, there's a bit of a lack here. They did find some swallow that was turned to stone. So it would have been something that he would have thought about before. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows that the human and the stone were super busy. So then he realized one of the most important parts of the Dr. Stone. He was thinking that we were completely going to stone. No, it's only an outer shell. The inside stay alive. Now this in the final plot of Dr. Stone is super important because this brings kind of like a immortality aspect to it. But it's more to the fact that this is an outer shell. So that's why people are still very alive in there. He sees what's next. He see a cave, which is guano, and you smell it, and it smells like a product. And right away, he's thinking about making alcohol. So this is super sweet because if you guys remember, it was Taiju who said, "Yo, we should mix it with alcohol. We should mix it with grape. Grape make wine." Senku already had the ID, but he gave the credit to Taiju, which is super sweet. Kind of get over this. This is beautiful. Look at the moon. See how dark it is? It's supposed to be sunrise. There's no sunrise whatsoever. So you got him trying, and the cool thing is he didn't have the miracle. He really didn't have the miracle, so he tried everything, and he was starting to give up, right? And this is the best scene. So you realize that how helpless he is. I was talking about this before, but this is confirmed. Like, it doesn't feel like at first you feel like he saved his best friend. Then it feels like he just saved one guy out of the blue. And here we confirm that yes, he was actually trying to save him in particular. So yeah, he's alive. He covered the sun. The thunder was supposed to cover the stream. He wants Tsukasa to think he's dead, right? But he's alive because he had a little bit of stone there. The revive potion. So we have now. This is the important part. This is the really important part. To make sure, and this is possibly something that is the most complex thing to do, and possibly the dumbest thing to do. So he wants to pretend like he's dead. So what he does is he pretend like he's dead, and he has Yuzuhara and Taiju join the. Okay, so it's the Empire Strength versus the Kingdom of Science. We have the flag of the Kingdom of Science. Now Senju, what he does is he saw the flame. So you guys remember when we had the black smoke? He made a big explosion. They answered the explosion with some flame signal, which means that there's somebody else out there. Now with Senju, it's a question of time, because if he's able to find them first, he's able to possibly make an allies. If Tsukasa find them first, he is possibly able to make them an ally. So it's a race of being. And I'm going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to spoil it. There's another village with 40 people inside. Right now, at the moment, Senju are 3. Tsukasa, however, he is going to be a army. He has no ID. This the plan is to find them. Taiju is going to follow Yuzuhara as a sign of, okay, well, Senju is dead. But most of all, it's we serve you. So he's gonna be busy building some things. So yeah, so this is the plan. Bring down his empire. So Sanju is like, yo, I need. See, this is the problem. I watched too much yesterday. It's really a battle. Tsukasa planning on using the miracle fueled a young and able body versus the kingdom of science. So this is basically the final battle, and they're the perfect battle. What is the best? The smarts or the brown, or the brawn, the muscle. Guys, this is beautiful. I can't believe we're seeing the moon. I haven't seen it. I love the moon. We haven't been able to see it in, I want to say, like a week, because even then it doesn't appear close to us, right? So yeah, so you're like, okay, well, join them. It's super nice because Taiju, he does a sign of I'm forever grateful to you, and he does a sign like, yo, fuck, let's go. And Senju brings the flag for the Kingdom of Science, which is super cool. We have, this is super important. So this is a super important character. This is number 4 in our squad. So she's important because you can tell, and this is what's really cool, every single character have cracks. She doesn't have cracks. So this is a survivor. Now, it's not a survivor. So what happened is, there was some survivor, they had children, and this is one of the descendants of it, right? So then she comes in, and she's like, okay, well, guess what? I know you're a bad guy. And she say that you serve this sorcerer. It's because like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh, this sorcerer that made the volcanic stone. So he's trying to get her, like, he's not able to get her. So what he does is he kills her. He doesn't kill her, he drops a log on her. So then Senju is like, yo, I'll save you. Can you survive 1 week? Now this is super cool because they show us how it's gonna do it. So a pulley system, which is super, super, super important because he wants to save her, right? And by saving her, she kind of owe him his life. And she says that you're super cool. There's not an hint of her being the romantic interest of Senju, but I think she's the closest thing to the closest thing. So it's like, yo, I like the way she does. She's still defiant towards him. So for example, they go to sleep and she has a knife and she's like, I don't trust you, which is kind of cool, without being super cool. So he's like, yo, I need some people. Are you able to help? And it's like, yeah, we're a whole village of us, right? And then that's when they did the right thing. So then this is also what's important because technically speaking, Tsukasa went with the strength. Like, yo, you don't want to help me? I'll force you to help me. And Senju was like, yo, well, guess what? I'm gonna have her help me no matter what. I'm gonna gain that trust. I'm gonna gain that help. And at the end, she chose Senju. Now, technically speaking, the sad thing with that is it's kind of pointless because, spoiler, by the time that Senju has those people, Tsukasa has a lot of people already able. So they're in a bad position. But at the same time, if it wasn't for that village, Senju would be alone. And even if he wasn't alone, he would be with whom? It would be with Taiju and Tsukuhara, right? They're 3 against like a billion. Now they're 40 against like hundreds. Now she's taking the bath water, which is super cool because it's for her dying sister. She is still wounded, so he shows her more and more of his science, and she's definitely intrigued. Now we got the village, we get to see who is there. We got a descendant. They're outsiders, so the 2 guards there. Like, now you cannot get in the city. So then Senju's like, yo, I need to get them no matter what. So the funny thing is, Senju, he does the bubbles, and he takes the soap and does some bubbles, and just to see how smart they are, just that they're not smart at all. It's like, fuck, I can use them as the Kingdom of Science, right? However, we meet Chrome. Chrome is possibly one of my favorite characters. So Chrome is the descendant of, he's also a descendant, so this is the guy, he's a descendant of the survivors. However, Chrome is curious. See, Senju is cultivated, he's curious, he's super smart. Chrome in this case would be like curious. And because he's curious, he's smarter than the rest because he's asking more questions. But Chrome is actually super important because he is the closest thing left in the world to a scientist. First of all. Second of all, Chrome has a ample. He has a lot, and I mean a lot of. It's gonna be super useful. He has a lot of technology, and right away, Senju is super sweet because he's like, yo, this is basic level of chemistry. This is like second grade chemistry, but it's still chemistry. So then he acts like he's a sorcerer, but he's not. He just knows science, and he just fucked around and find out. So then they have a battle, which is super cool. Then what Senju does is show how superior it is. Again, with the pulley system to lift the tree, we were showing who was behind it, Archimedes. With this one, it was somebody else. And it's cool because it acts as a history show, it acts as a science show. For example, right now, the goal is to get to make some iron, to go to the age of iron. Then it's gonna be the age of steel, and then it'll be the age of modern society. So we got this. So Senju is like, what is the coolest thing? It's like, yo, and Chrome is a hero because it's like, if I win against you, you leave the village alone. And Senju's like, if I win, you work for me, and I got all of your supplies, and Senju win. So I get all of the supplies, but you see that there's 10 years of super cool stone. So this is really helpful towards Dr. Stone. So it would be a case of, I don't have to look for this mineral, I just know how to use them. Chrome will look for the mineral, but doesn't know how to use them. He got some super rare mineral, like for example, he got a magnet. Now this is the coolest thing. Chrome doesn't know what to do. So they forge a gold sphere to kind of get the bribery going, but it doesn't work. And now this is the best thing. Chrome and Senju are talking about what's possible. So in a lot of ways, Chrome is like the protege of Senju, which I really like. I really, really like. There's a bunch of time where Senju's kind of like an asshole. He's not an asshole in a case of I'm the superior. Well, yes, he's an asshole in the case of I'm superior to you guys. I'm worth more than you guys. This is the first time where he has common respect for somebody that other than Taiju. So we have the sister of Kaokura, which is one of the main characters, right? And his sister's really sick. But now we realize that Senju realized that his sister is one that's super important in the village. So then again, it's kind of shitty, but he's like, yo, if I help her. So technically speaking, right? He's like, okay, well, these people could be really, really useful. Now the funniest thing is Issei, what's her name? Issei Yaokira, and I don't know her name to be honest. The lioness, right? Dugali just joined, and what happened is he's like, yo, if I can save her, I can have 40 of her. If I can save her sister, I can have 40 guys like her. Now this is the coolest thing. Senju, he tells Chrome about the science, and Chrome starts crying. We know that he's destroyed. He's like, yo, you built all these fantastic things and they destroy it. We'll kill whoever did this. And this is super cool because this is the first time where Senju is like, he gives the props to Chrome. It's like, yo, I like you. This is super, super important. Then what we do is we see the village and how much they don't like Senju. They're worried about Senju. This is the plan of saving the princess. And even Chrome, this is cool because he's like, yo, I have to save her. I have to save her. And then Chrome is like, you see how he's acting? You see how he's talking? It feels like he's not trying to help, he's trying to do something for himself. So that I really enjoyed. So then he's talking about pills. Now the cool thing with Chrome is he has a lot of stone, but he also has some herbs, some medicine. And he's like, I'm not able to see if something is going on. So now he's like, we can make an antidote, but there's two ways. Either with mineral or human. They go with minerals, and then they have to get some minerals. So he's talking about the iron, right? This is so cool. This is his vision. He wants to bribe all of them, each and every single one of them, until they join him. By the way, we reached 2,500, which means we have a special item, which is really good. I'm going to be finishing this, and I'm going to be ending because I want to film the moon a little bit. And then, yeah. Then we'll restart. So then, exactly, this is what he wants to do. Which is super cool because, spoiler, the one way he gets a lot of people is through ramen, which is super fucking cool. Yet Chrome wasn't understanding somewhat of science, so Senju teach him. It's not like you follow my orders. It's not like follow my orders. It's just like, I'll teach you. Talking about the North Star, and that was a mistake. And this is cool because, in this sense, so the North Star, because there was so much time ago, it's the axis of the world changed, and he's not able to realize what is north. but she's able to, and because she is able to, she becomes super 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 important, because getting to the north is super important. Now, he showed that he has a magnet, which is super super rare, and they use it to capture iron sand. So they're talking about iron, and wait a second. They're talking about making weapon, but again, it's super funny. So they use this magnet as a way to capture iron sand. They're talking about making weapons, which is a yeah. There you go. Super cool, super fucking cool. And yeah, it's funny because they're the two workers, and yeah, we finally meet Tsuka. Tsuka's one of my favorite characters. Tsuka is super cool. Now, Tsuka is also super important because Tsuka is a kind of like a reject of the village. Because she's kind of the reject of the village, she's like, I need some more friends. She see those guys and she's like, okay, well, we'll be together, you know? We'll be cool together. So now she's trying to help, and Senju's like, yo, I want your help, please help us. And for the first time, she's super useful, and they mention a character from Dragon Quest, and this is super important because this is a Dragon Quest is a super known Japanese game. So this important is you know the character from the video games, and because you know the character from the video games, oh, you see, we don't see the moon anymore. It's back to being hidden. Well, at least I captured it. At least I captured it, which is great. Well, that's tough shit. Got a new skin, by the way, with a shield. We didn't get it with sword. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They're talking about how she wants to heal the sister once again. Talk about making glass, right? No, that's not it. So they have the material to put. So it creates like this oven, right? But it needs air because he's not able to get the temperature that they need. Now the coolest thing is the two brothers, and they're kind of hinting that these are going to be the next follower, right? What I love about Dr. Stone is that slowly but surely he gets his team. Like for example, his ID was to recruit the whole village in one go. It won't work, but at least he's recruiting people by people, which is good. So he has the help of the guard. The guard's like, no, rules are rules. Then they see that, yo, this guy is really trying to. So this is really cool. Their guards want to help him. Now one of them, he says, it's not fair. You got a golden sphere. I want a silver sphere, because he's a younger brother. And they're like, no, you can't. But then Senju see how much he wants the silver sphere, and it's like, yeah, we got a bait. So this is possibly the next target. However, it isn't the next target. Next target would be like a guy called Jin. So then when he asked, he realized that everybody wants something, and with science, he can do most of it. So he brings Suika to spy, right? So for example, one of them say, I want some meal. One of them said she want a boyfriend. One of them say, you want something else and fish, right? So they're talking about how what they want. Now this is a cool scene because they showcase her body, but it's more than that. It's because one of them is looking for a boyfriend, and she's talking about, Senju, you wouldn't be a good boyfriend, and that's pretty much it. He said to Suika, you did so good. Suika at this point is already a member of the team. You don't even have to ask. But she had a really emotional moment. You still do something for her. Now, this is the coolest fucking thing. You see that she's playing with foxtail. Foxtail is a grain similar to oatmeal, and then he's able to make it into a ramen, right? And this is super important because he makes ramen. Dude, this is so good. I love Dr. Stone. He makes fucking ramen, dude. And this Chrome tasted, it's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever had, right? And then the coolest thing is that Senju is like, his ramen tastes like shit, but everybody else like, wow, I never had good ramen like this. So he makes some ramen. He has a little shop, and he's like, yo, these people need to eat. Now this is forced labor because if you eat, you need to repay with labor. So super super cool. And yeah, we're at episode 9. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back. See, I'm talking in the. Oh my god. Open the recording. I'm sorry, I was talking to this girl that I really like, and I was saying that I need to stop like at 15 minutes. I need to stop in 15 minutes because I'm going to play some Fortnite. There's a new season today. I want to try it a little bit before we get my favorite TikTok battles. That way we give some good content, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll go sleep, or some shit like that. Like I was saying, so we can do 15 minutes more. So we have season 1, episode 9, which is super cool because Senju branded people with the ramen. And it's like this is the next big thing, guys. And what is super cool here, everybody's digging the ramen. Everybody's like, oh my god, this is so addictive, this is so addictive, and it's like corrupting people. Now, the cool thing here is you can see Senju face, which is kind of cool, but also the cool thing here is you see who's really like non-bribable. So for example, the two guards are not bribable. Well, one of the younger brother wants that, but the older brother stops it, which is really sweet. Guys, we're fucking killing it. We're at 2,700. Holy shit. Holy shit. God damn it. Dr. Stone. So we got the elder of the village and the sister. They're not there. Everybody isn't there. Only one of them says, hey, this would be nice with cola, right? And because it's nice with cola, we realize that this is a resurrected. Now, to be completely honest, I never imagined how important it was, but the simple fact that we see the cracks is really, really important because you see who was in the other world, right? And who was in the other world is important because they know about the past life. So they're gonna be joining. Senju. Now, Jin, we learn that he's a trap, right? He is an envoy of Tsukasa, and he is there. Jin. The cool thing about Jin is in the first episode, we have a guy reading a magazine, and the magazine is basically. Give me a sec. I just love the graphics here. The graphics are phenomenal. We have a book that's talking about psychology, and you see the face of Jin on top of it. So Jin is an envoy of Tsukasa to make sure. Okay, so Jin is complex. Oh my god, the moon is back, guys. I am so sorry. The moon is back. Look at this. I didn't even notice. I haven't seen it. Okay, we're not even filming. Give me a couple seconds, guys. This is what happens when you multitask. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Panther Show. If you're doing well, you're having a wonderful day. We're about to close the video. We're about to finish this. We have about 10 minutes left of filming to do. That I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to go. But what I'm seeing right now, it is phenomenal, and I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna show you right away. Look at this. She's showing up. She is gorgeous. The sun tonight was gorgeous. Am I able to get you or no? Look at this. Look at this. This is the moon on the 7th June 2025. Eesh. There you go, some more nature card with the moon this time. You're gonna see the wall, but there's nothing I can do. I just want to show you the moon so badly. Sorry about this, guys. So like I was saying, Jin is on the cover of Psychologist. So Tsukasa, so it's kind of complex, but Tsukasa did a show with Jin. Like, I kind of need you, right? So then, Jin acts as two things. They heard about a village of people. So then they didn't really hear about it because Tsukasa was fighting against the girl. It's like there's more of her. There's no way. Then they find a village, and then he has to say two things. He has to get them on their side, and he has to mention if Senju is there. Because he doesn't believe that Senju is dead. Because Senju is too good to be killed like that. Right? And this is the best. Because it's a mark of respect from Tsukasa. So he's like, yo, I don't know what to do. Then they create this iron ingot, which is super fucking phenomenal. And the whole time you're supposed to ask yourself, are you trusting Jin or not? Is he a good guy or not? The whole fucking time. Now there's thunders, and what they want to do is they want to get copper wire to do a generator, which is super nice. There is lacquer. I don't know what lacquer is, but there's a mention of a guy creating lacquer, so possibly another scientist. Now we got the bad guys. To do this, Senju needs to take a piece of the bridge because it's wood. So they go after him and they're like, yo, I want to destroy him. We're gonna kill him. And then it's Jin Jin is the one that stops them. He does a magic trick and said, "Don't fuck with me, I'm a magician," which is really, 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 really cool. Then they create the first generator and they're using the golden sphere. This is super cool. So they create two magnets who are carrying the capacity of electricity. So this is super, super important. This is gonna be huge because this is another advancement, right? Now, of course, Senju gets lead poisoning, which is so fucking funny. And then we create a generator, which is humongous. This is a generator. Look at this, the graphics. Look at the graphic. This is so cool. So this is super cool. So what you do is you do two force, and they're both pushing this, and because they're pushing this, it's like a water wheel, if you will. So that's just super, 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 super interesting. Now the funny thing is they're close enough to be close to the guard. The guard are kind of getting it. So Jin is like, "I'll help you." So the coolest thing here is how Jin was supposed to help Tsukasa getting some people, but instead what he's doing is he's helping Senju getting some people. Because again, you got these. Look at this. The two brothers creating energy. Kero and Jinro. And they create lights. They're talking about lights. They create about lights. They want to create light. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Look at this. They created light, which is fucking huge. First of all, this is the first time in 2000 years that this happened. This is huge, and this is the easiest way to talk about. This is the easiest way to kind of create a to show that their advancement. The beginning of science starts with the light. You can see it on the planet, which is beautiful. You're seeing the animals. You're seeing the stone statue, which is beautiful, but really, 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 really nice. Like for example, you could have said what you want, but this is in some ways this is science in that new world, which is crazy. Jin, he sees that and he's really starting to be convinced. What is the cool thing about Jin is he's an asshole. Like Senju is an asshole because he doesn't care about other people feeling. Jin is an asshole because he's like, okay, well, this world is doomed. One day I'm gonna be dying. One day I'm gonna be alive. I want to make the most of my life, right? So he's constantly seeing in which ways. He sees Senju, and he sees leisure life. You see a world that could be close to ours, but at the same time, he sees Tsukasa, and he knows how strong Tsukasa is. It's like, yeah, you're trying to build something nice, but you won't survive. And by seeing this is really something that convinced him to do it. So the first thing that Jin wants is soda. To use soda, you need to have a fridge. So yeah, so we see Senju being a total smartass in class, and what I mean is total smartass, I do mean a total fucking smartass. He's reading, he's studying. We're seeing once again the light, and it's super, super interesting. Jin just said it's hard to believe because he didn't believe in Senju, and I think he sees this as it's kind of, how can I say this? Tsukasa is a leader that could lead the world. Senju isn't a leader, but is a guy that could guide the world. So like, okay, well, who do I follow? So now Senju tells him about Tsukasa. So he tells Chrome and he tells Tsuka. Technically, he didn't have to tell her because she knows she fought him. So they tell her like, oh, this is the bad guy, this is after us, right? And she tells them that Jin, he kind of has to be careful about Jin because Jin is working for him. Now, this is the tricky part. Senju knows that Jin isn't loyal. So Senju is like, yeah, he's working for him, but it's not completely. The other guys are like, oh, you're working for him, you're a piece of shit, right? So this is kind of important because it does show that Senju is a bit more critical thinking than emotional thinking. So Taiju is telling him, hey dude, you see the light, you know that this is possible, right? So then we're having the whole of Jin backstory, how he was raised. Now this is actually really cool because he's 19. Yes, he's young, which is kind of what Tsukasa wanted, But Tsukasa wanted also able body. Jin isn't able body. However, they used to work on a show together, and it's super funny because you know why? You know why? Because Tsukasa said before, I never had any friends in my real life. So he saw Jin, he knew Jin, but they weren't friends. This is super important. So you see a lot of promises in you. He show him that he show him Senju, and this is kind of cool because in this case, Tsukasa revived Jin because he knows him, and he needs an advisor, and you know that Jin is smart. So he shows him everything. It's about how he's the most intelligent person. The people from the village, they attack Jin because they think he's with Senju, but Jin, he was a magician and he pretended like he was sick when he wasn't. We learned who was the one behind it. It's people from the village. So this is huge because this means that so far this is really huge because so far it was a I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with me, with Senju and the villager. So in this one, this is the first camp that attacked is in Senju camp. Now, also, this is important because we learned the backstory. We learned why this guy is an asshole. So this guy called Magma, kind of like an asshole in which ways? Well, he wants to be the next he wants to be the next village manager. Now this is bad. This is bad in multiple cases. The first case is pretty simple. This guy's an asshole that doesn't like us. Second case, this guy's an asshole who can tell people, hey, don't trust them. Third case is, if he's a captain, just because he doesn't like Senju, if Tsukasa come and say, hey, you have to choose between me and Senju, automatically he's going to be choosing Tsukasa, right? Which means that Senju, all of his effort are in vain. The worst thing that could happen here is Senju took a risk. He put all of his eggs in the same basket, which is close to the village. The village offered protection, but if the village come around and say, fuck you, then he's fucked, right? So this is kind of important. So now we're talking about how the whole thing. So there was a combat of every villager to marry the chieftain daughter. If you get to marry the chieftain daughter, you become the chieftain. However, Magma was an asshole, and the sister, she's like, nah, no way, you're not gonna marry my sister. So what she does is she defeats him, and then you're like, okay, well, you're not gonna marry your sister. So for now, she's kind of the ruler, but she's not the official ruler. So this one will really, really be the leader, if you will. So then the two guards, it's super funny because they're like, yo, what if I will become the chieftain, right? And then he's like, yeah, it's not against the rule, and either could partake in the trip. So yeah, so then she's fighting and she's training people. She's training the two guards because they're good people, and this is another case of them being potential allies. So far we had allies, and the weirdest thing is, yo, we got a oh my god, I got a mush skin, baby. Mush skin, one of my favorite skin ever. Such a cool skin. Mush skin is fucking phenomenal. Holy shit, mush skin. Wow. This is huge. We just got a new skin that was my favorite skin. Okay. Mush, which is Mushroom Kingdom. Okay, good. Perfect. I'm gonna finish this episode and I'm gonna have to go, guys. So even though Jin is technically part of the crew, these two guys are more so. And he's like, Chrome, don't you want to be a challenger? And the funny thing is, Chrome does like Ruri. This is a really sweet thing because the reason why Chrome started to gather shit was to find a medicine to save Ruri, which is super, super nice. You got Jin that runs away to tell Tsukasa, but it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. He promised them some cola, and everybody's like, yo, Jin left, Jin ran away, and Senju's like, don't worry, he's on our side. But at the end, this is also showing, look at this, one of the most important, if not the most important part of the episode so far. So this is the Empire of Strength. Look at this. Yeah, he has a sharpshooter. This is a super important character. Look at this. He has a couple people yet. They're all fucking strong. They're all fucking strong. But he's like, yo, there's no Senju, right? And Jin is a good man. Good. Good. This is super cool. This is super cool because Jin saved, and they're like, "Yo, Jin is one of us finally," and he's like, "Yeah, he's one of us." And she said, "This is the first combat versus the Empire Strength with the Kingdom of Science, and we won." But then he's like, "This is a flimsy alliance," so he still doesn't really believe in Jin. But however, he gives him a look at this, look at this, look at this. The cola. Good. Hey, that you know what? I don't give a fuck. First of all, Jin's a good character. Second of all, he's useful. Third of all, you're already doing step by step ways to get people on your camp. So Jin is just another version of that. Jin is just another version of he could be an ally to the Kingdom of Science. This is really good. And at the same time, it is a victory. See, I'll tell you a spoiler, right? The whole thing between the Kingdom of Science and the Kingdom of Strength is an endgame. This is not the main villain. Tsukasa isn't the main villain. However, it is super interesting that we have that. Anyway, let me let you guys go. I'm gonna go play some Fortnite. Love ya.